now we're moving on to the main segment where Becky's going to enlighten us with something, and I'm not sure what.
I thought I knew. Now I'm not so sure myself. But yes, I am going to
Enlighten us.
I am.
The heavens will open and we'll be enlightened.
Yeah, first of all, I want to encourage everybody to go back to some of your old patterns when you think, I need something new to work on. Because when I took this book out and looked through it, I'm like, oh, it's just full of beautiful things. And I never even opened the book when I got it.
But even that, like,
they're too overwhelmed.
Even this quilt, nothing in this quilt is new. Everything in this quilt's
isn't
been
that crazy?
It's been in the store for a couple years. So if you're looking for something new, sometimes something old is
I'm just
new
thumbing
to you.
through. Eddie, can you do a top down for me? I was thumbing through this, getting to my gingerbreads, but I just.
Wait, what was that evil-looking reindeer? Go back.
No, that's not this month though.
Yeah, but look how mad he looks.
In November, there's apron faces.
Yeah, but look at on the screen. He looks like he's angry.
Well, you can put him on an apron.
I think you
look angry.
and then give him some eyebrows and really make him mad.
Or I don't think he looks angry.
He does look angry. Look at him on the screen over there. He looks really angry.
Well, I don't think so. So there. But I
He's
forgot.
like, why are you celebrating Christmas?
I forgot, frankly, how thorough they used to make the instructions. And literally step by step. Like, this makes it a no-brainer when you're going through these books. And I forgot how beautiful
But do they
some of their stuff is. And guess what? They were ahead of their time.
But do they still do them in books? Because I know that they change
No,
a lot.
that's why I want to tell people about it. You can go on and you can download this stuff from their website.
Yeah, but it's a PDF, and then you got to print it out and flip
Well,
through it.
you look at it on. Well, it isn't like this now. It isn't this elaborate.
I know, because
That's
it's
why
like,
I was like, oh my gosh, they literally. I mean, look at all the quilting in the blocks. Okay, this was 2016. Look at how many different patterns there were for quilting in the block.
you know, those work with blue tiles.
Are they scalable? See, now that's why I'm disappointed. They were ahead of their time and then they stopped.
Well, okay. And look at the, I don't know if it's showing up, but look at the beautiful stitching that they put on it. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
The little reindeer. I mean, it's really beautiful stuff. Look at this. These are sashings, embroidered candy cane sashings.
And I bet a lot of you have this that come to the shop because my mom used to sell this stuff. She was like the saleswoman. Like if you came in, you had an embroidery machine.
I wanted to make this.
Needed goods.
I wanted to sit down and make this. It was so beautiful. But anyway, and all the bags. They had a whole bunch of bags in here. I mean, just zillions of them. Zillions. So don't forget about Anita Good Design. That's all I'm saying. And these are old issues. And they're marked. This one was marked.
Like in the...
Look at these gingerbread people. This is applique with embroidery. Just gorgeous stuff. But anyway.
Is that the Swedish chef?
Yes. So when so you know what I was thinking when I'm looking at this now because of all the stuff Kimberbell does. I'm thinking, oh, we use their glitter for the snow and for the roof, and we take the clear vinyl and we put it over the shaft and over the window. And I was thinking advent calendar, so I'm sticking on candy all over my house. So on that day, they can like strip with my double-sided tape. I'm sticking candy all over my house, so they can just like take all the candy off one house a day.
Why would you do that to your grandchildren? Rot out their teeth. Maybe you should put like grapes or raisins or something to encourage good eating habits.
No.
Sugar-free lollipop.
Anyway, I just was, and then, remember I talked about coloring with fabric?
Yeah.
Guess what they got in 2016?
I know, that's
October
what-
2016.
They do it every year.
It was all about coloring.
That's the first time I ever saw.
It was all about quilting your stuff out and then coloring
There was a
it.
whole. You may have missed. There was a whole thing.
No, I
about,
didn't open the book till
No, but
2021.
There was a whole thing where they were going to do
How many
coloring
years did
fabric.
it take me to open this book?
There was actually collections
years?
of fabric that were black and white that you were supposed to color.
Well,
like
these
they tried
you
to
stitch out. These
I
you
remember
stitch and
fabric
they're
reps trying to
beautiful.
sell that to me, and I'm like, who's going to pay $10 a yard for fabric and then have to color it?
Me.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
I missed a boat there.
I don't
But the
know.
fact
I
that nobody
just-
makes it anymore tells me I was probably right.
Yeah, and you can tell it's old because it only goes up to a 9x9. where
Yep.
the newer ones go up to a much bigger size, and these only go up to 9 by 9. But anyway,
That was
I
exciting.
reminisce, that's not what I'm supposed to talk about. I just was very, I'm like, get your old stuff out, ladies
The
and
Mercury
gentlemen.
retrograde is, you're like, I'm gonna talk about old things.
No,
'Cause
actually, I want to talk about Embrilliance a little bit tonight. Because it keeps coming up. When we talk about in our computer classes, they go, oh, is it an Embrilliance class? And I go, no, not yet. First, we have to learn how to download stuff from the
Did
internet.
you see John's comment on your
The
advent
kids will
calendar
choke
idea?
on the tape.
Double-sided tape.
On your advent calendar?
Oh, oh well. No. It stays on the wrapper.
Well, no, that's Darwinism in action
Oh,
right there.
and I just, good Bev, yes, it's pensive reindeer, I like that.
Yeah.
Does that mean
Thinking,
of
maybe he's,
something?
maybe it's a
Okay.
sophisticated reindeer.
That was gonna be my
That's
quiz,
what she
and I
said.
couldn't do it without laughing, I couldn't do it. And now you have to say it. I was gonna say, Brent's friend made a big juice, also known as.
The whole story about being asphyxiated
About
versus
making a
sophisticated.
juice.
Oh,
He said he
okay.
went in and made a big,
I'm sorry, I forgot.
he called it a big juice.
The
I would see now, you got my stomach hurting again.
next time you see my,
I
next
can't
time,
help it, I like
next time you
poop
see my
jokes.
dad, ask him about being sophisticated. He'll probably start crying and be laughing so hard.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, so what comes up is questions about Embrilliance, like what you can do with the free version, what you can't do with the free version, how you use the fonts. So
Oh.
I want to review that. But then
Now, which version of Embrilliance will allow you to actually digitize, like, say, clip art?
create your own design from scratch. You need to go to Stitch Artist Level 1.
Stitch Artist Level 1
Yes.
in Embrilliance?
Yes.
Okay, how high up is that?
If you haven't purchased things along the way, well, here's the levels. The first is the freebie.
Yeah.
Then there's Essentials.
Is that the 139 one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then there's Enthusiast,
Okay,
and then there's Stitch Artist Level 1,
okay, and that's probably what, coming in around $1,000?
$650. If
All-
you haven't
altogether.
bought anything else before.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, all
Yeah,
together.
the good news is you can
You can, yeah, work
graduate
it,
as
yeah.
you learn.
Yeah.
You don't have to like spend $650.
And so $650, that's about right then for digitizing software, because I don't think there's really
Yeah,
anything.
it is.
Yeah, there's,
It
I mean, I
is.
know that
And you
the.
can even go 2 more levels higher than that.
Yeah, but I know that the Brother one you can digitize on is right around that same price, so
Mhm.
that's a reasonable price for that.
But if you go
functionality.
up to the first payable level, which is Essentials, you can change an existing design.
Yeah.
You can merge designs together. You can add text to your design.
Yeah.
And you can create SVG files.
SUV files.
Which is what I'm going to show tonight. But be able to use fonts and fonts alone, or to audition them in an existing design is
Yeah.
free. Like, I'll bring in a font and audition it in an existing design to get the sizing right and the placement right, and then I will get rid of, I basically use the other design as a placemat.
Yeah,
Then I'll
placeholder.
get rid of it so I can save my font. And when it saves my font, it now saves it in that position in the hoop. So when I bring it into my sewing machine, it's where I want it to be.
Okay.
That doesn't cost me anything. However, there was a question on how to install the fonts correctly.
Yeah, I think we covered that once, but.
We did, but it's having a problem sinking in.
And that was back before, we were famous and had 300 subscribers, so maybe we should do it again. What, 349?
40.
342?
Really? And somebody gave me a thumbs down.
But that's a like, I'm talking subscribers. So tell your friends about us and subscribe so that we can get to 1,000, and then we'll buy real cameras and stuff.
This is actually, Eddie, can you go to my computer for a minute? This is actually the Embrilliance website, and basically, the version I tell you to download and use for free is Essentials. You just don't put a serial number in it when it asks you for one. And that allows you, what you can do is bring designs up on your screen and watch what's going on, and you can print templates out. You can do that. You just can't modify and make and save the changes.
So you can't
and
save
use them.
things.
No, you cannot.
So, but it's a good way to play with it, you just can't save anything.
It is, and it's a good way to audition fonts, because you can bring fonts in and see how they look with the design.
And I'm just gonna say this, $139 really at the end of the day, if you're talking about embroidery, it's a drop in the bucket when you start thinking about all the other stuff you're spending money on.
Here's what Essential gives you that I can't live without, okay? I actually own all the way up to Stitch
Of
Artist
course you do.
3, but I most often end at Stitch Artist 1, to be honest with you. I most often don't need what's in 2 and 3. Those are like people who really know what they're doing. I just know enough. I don't do it for business. But anyway, in Essentials, you get the ability to make modifications a little bit, and you get the ability to put out SVG files for any of your applique designs, and you can, which are good for any of the cutting machines. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because we've been talking cutting machines. Every cutting machine out there, the Silhouette, the Brother, and the Cricut, all take SVG files in. So if you have a way to get them out of something, you are good to go.
But also, that being said, SVG is your standard vector format, so
Mhm.
if you are into like laser etching and that sort of thing as well,
Yeah,
the SVG file is the same
it's the
format
standard to go to.
that they would use for if you had other interesting crafting hardware that you wanted to do. So
Yep.
SVG is very useful to have.
The other thing it does really well is allow you to split designs. Like, say you only want,
What?
it's gonna,
What?
this is what our producer's been busy doing. Peekaboo Eddie, I see you.
But you
He's
see,
been chewing a hole
Well, in
in
a
the middle
cardboard.
of his cardboard.
but the best part is he's chewing a hole in the cardboard and he had a whole bag of chocolate covered pretzels that,
I ate some.
Just so you know what we're up against.
that's the man running the cameras, so you can understand why the professional level of our.
Oh, the other thing, though, there's a couple other things that I really like that make it worth it to me, is one, you can split files. So let's say you have a big design and you have a small hoop. This guy does a great job of automatically splitting that file, putting in registration marks, so all of a sudden you can do double or triple hoops without going crazy.
But can you take individual elements of the design and split it out? So say there's a hummingbird in a birdhouse.
You can.
And you want to just get the hummingbird
You-
out and
you
keep the
can.
birdhouse.
It's a little clunky. The way I would absolutely go up one more level to do that.
Okay.
If you go up one more level, all I gotta do is click on the bird and separate him. In this lower level, I have to find where it stops stitching it and where it stops stitching it.
Oh, okay.
And then cut those stitches
Mhm.
apart. So it becomes easier the more you
You do.
spend. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing it does really well
Oh,
is,
wait, she's
did
raising
you
her
have
hand.
a question?
Yeah, also, if it's overlapping.
That's what I was just gonna discuss, is the overlapping. If you have, let's say you bring in a design of a house,
Mhm.
and you wanna put a dog on the house.
Yes.
And there's lots of stitches on the house.
The dog is going to go over the top of those stitches.
Under other software it might, but if you spend for the Essentials, which is the first level up, it will automatically remove the stitches
Behind
underneath
it.
the dog.
But that's 139. That's one
That
step.
is-
That's
no.
one step up. That's an
Those
essentials.
are essentials.
Essentials,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it has the get rid of overlap stitches
And
feature.
that's important because if you run.
You look like a professional, just
Yeah,
by
because-
merging two designs together and saying, and I got mine
Be-
set to automatically overlap as a preference, so I don't even have to think about it.
So if you're running it on your regular embroidery machine, when you bring in those two, it's going to overlap and have really
Yes, it
thick
does.
where it's overlapping. So there would be an advantage to downloading this, so that
Same
if you're doing
you
a
were
lot of
doing
this.
If you were putting a big font over something,
Yeah.
if you had the $139 one, it would automatically remove wherever your font that you put in hits other stitches, it would remove the underneath stitches for you.
And that's,
So-
and that's important too, because if you ever do like a design with that, and underneath you can see the bumpiness of the designs in your
Yep.
font sometimes, so.
Yeah. And it
So that,
goes-
I mean, that's definitely an added.
It has a lot of good features, but
Yeah.
I wanted to show how to get those fonts in real quickly tonight, because that seems to be a little trouble spot. When you go font shopping, please do not buy machine-specific fonts. Do not. So if you have Embrilliance, what?
Is that, I've seen like fonts that you can buy where you have to load in the individual
That's what's
levels.
gonna happen. If you
And
buy
it's awful.
machine-specific fonts, you will have to load in every single letter. If you're going to be using Embrilliance, the free version or not, you wanna make sure you buy the BX version.
No, is that an Embrilliance file format?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's a native file format. A lot of people out there carry it, so it's just a matter of you choosing it. A lot of people see PES and automatically go, oh, PES, that's the one I want. And then they say, I can't do anything with it. And I'm like, meh, because I don't want you to buy the PES.
So is,
There's a question in the audience.
oh, yeah.
You're gonna have to explain that, 'cause a lot
I'm
of
gonna
people-
show it to
no,
you.
No, I mean the PES part.
Well, I was
Okay.
gonna question that, so the,
Everybody knows that
so the
PES
B-
is ours.
the
Okay,
B-
PES is the,
Yes.
Danny asked me to clarify what PES is. PES is the format that the Brother and Baby Lock machines use. JEF is the format that Janome machines use. Bernina has a
I
format.
wanna say it's BER or
Yeah,
HUS.
when I bring up
The-
Juju's site,
the
you'll see,
best
I'm gonna
one-
download one so you can see what not to do.
The best one though is Singer, because it's .xxx, and I cannot imagine how that is gonna end well in
That's what
the,
she said.
in the internet when you're looking
I thought I
something
had
up.
Juju up and
Yeah,
up,
that's a
though,
good
so-
I want XXX file format. Somebody did not think that
Apparently,
through.
it's working out just fine, though. Okay, I'm gonna show you
Question though related back to that was it
Yeah.
BEX is the?
BX.
BX.
I keep calling it BE because when
Because
I'm
it's the Bex. It's
when-
the Bex
no,
format.
when I'm editing a file in Embrilliance and
Yeah.
I save it and it's called BE.
Oh, okay.
So I was just thinking the fonts for BE too, they're not, they're BX.
Okay, so my question then is, what about designs? Is there a native format of designs for Embrilliance,
No.
or can you use regular
No.
PES?
On designs, it's a different story.
Okay.
You're gonna download the format you need.
Okay, so it's fonts only that you want?
Fonts
Okay.
only. If you look at my screen, I actually have a font that I have here, and it's ready to download. I am on Designs by Juju. There's thousands of fonts over Designed by Juju. So EXP, that's it, yeah. And Victoria, it is one of the easier programs to learn. I agree. So under here, I'm going to say download. Now when I download is when it's going to ask me, what do you want to download? And these ART, DST, EXP, Husqvarna, Janome, these are all machine specific.
On
Here's your triple X.
on a note on that though, the DST is
A commercial-
a commercial standard that will work on. I have run into some designs where that were downloaded in PES, and for some
Don't
reason.
do it when it comes to fonts though.
Oh no, I'm not saying for fonts. I'm saying designs.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is
The brothers will run.
DST is
a
pretty
commercially
universal. Is a pretty
accepted
universal.
one. Yeah. Yes, Danny?
I think they're a higher storage, though, not storage, but.
More information in
More,
them?
and you may also
Probably.
find as well that like cuts and jumps and stuff may not be programmed the same in a DST because it's a universal file versus specific to Brother. So there may be some minor differences with some of those details depending on how the
Yeah.
file was
Or-
different.
So when I'm given the choice on these fonts on what to, I think people naturally want to say PES if they have a Brother machine or Janome or whatever. You want to naturally your tendency is to go to your machine specific one. I don't want you to do that. I want you to go to the BX format. And the reason is, I'm going to show you how easy they are to download. And then after you use them, you put them in the format your machine needs it for. So you design in a native area and then put it out to whatever machine you need it for. It's that simple. So let's go ahead and download this in B, and I don't do all formats. That's just a mess. I just say what I need. I'm using Embrilliance. I want to download it in BX format, and I'm going to do that. And now it's going down to my little download folder. It won't take very long, hopefully. And it's going to show up when it's done. And because I'm on a Mac, people, it's going to unzip it automatically. But if you're on a PC, it's not going to. It's going to be zipped. And the first thing you need to do is unzip it.
What if I'm on Linux running, say, Ubuntu?
I don't know Linux, so.
Okay. I was just thinking that because
Just
I was
too
looking at
difficult.
I was looking at your screen and it reminded me
Embrilliance
of my.
doesn't run on Linux, so, well, no, probably does, actually.
I'm sure you can get an emulator if you had to.
Yeah, no. So there it is.
But if you're running
See
Linux,
it right here, guys? It's all unzipped and everything, because Becky's got a Mac. Do, 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 do. So when I click on this, I look inside it, it
see,
gave me...
Gene learned something. Yes, PES is for brother.
Oh, I would definitely recommend PES whenever you can.
Yeah.
It gives you more instructions specific to your machine.
Yeah.
That's definitely where you want to go. So here it's giving me a PDF that just lists all the font files and some other propaganda. But see this guy here? This is where all the fonts are. See that?
It's
Now,
a folder.
this is the beauty of it.
I
Okay.
like the icon. It's so spiffy too.
Yeah, it is spiffy. Whoa, Becky, you dodo! Oh, there we go. The beauty of installing it is, I got so many windows now. I want to.
I once read somewhere that you're allowed to have one tab or window open for every year of age.
Oh, that's Cricut Design Space. I don't want that. That's another story altogether. Where is? Here it is. Hiding way back in here. This is. Let's create a new window so you're not looking at something I was working on. This is an Embrilliance window. Over here are all the fonts I just unloaded, right? See how they all say BX, BX, BX?
Yeah.
BX? Watch this.
Oh,
They're installed.
that was magical.
No, it is magical because now if I want to go use them, I come down here and they were, what were they called? Aaron fonts? No, I do not. No. See? No. Let's make them bigger so you can see. They're there. I can use them. Bada bing, bada boom. They're all right there. See?
So now, if you would download the the format specific, say the PES file, then so people understand you don't get to go to that little drop box and find it. You have to go and individually find the letter A and bring it to your screen. That is the important thing to keep in mind.
It's like finding 24 different designs and
Yeah.
putting them together.
Yes. So that's where it's important on fonts because, like you said, you're
now-
going to have to find the individual letters. And if they come in
No,
different
and now
sizes, then you're
now
going
I
to go find
can
the right
just- Now I
size
can
too.
just type it, now I can
Yeah.
do whatever I want
It treats it like you would expect the font to.
And I can use it and do whatever I want to do with a font.
Yeah.
I can type in and replaces all the letters, and it'll show me punctuations and all that stuff. Bottom line is, people, when you go get a font and you bring it into Embrilliance, please download the BX format. Please make sure it is not zipped before you install it. It must be unzipped or it will not work. I had that. You can't see it. I can't see it. Well, that's because you installed the zip file.
Can I ask who you?
No, you don't want to do that.
Can I guess?
No, you can't guess. It's not just one person. That's why I thought I should cover it tonight.
Yeah, no,
'cause it keeps coming up.
But I do think it's important to keep it, like I said, the font, it is important to understand that you want to do BX because you don't want to deal with the individual.
Right.
I have done that more than once. Oh, I need this
Right.
font, so I download it and it's
Now, I
individual
want to show
letters.
you how I would use it to audition a font, still not pay any money.
Okay.
What time is it? I should, oh, good. Okay.
Do we want to
down-
part two? We
No.
can do part two next
We
week.
can, but this doesn't take long, so I'll show this part one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would, people, now that more people are getting familiar with computers, they want to kind of
Yeah, step it up. Yep.
step it up a little bit and do something a little bit more. So we downloaded a free mug rug during class from Creative Kiwi. Good deal. I'm looking for the PES format, this one right here, the 5x7. There's so many. I'm just going to bring it into Embrilliance with a click and a drag. Ba-ding. Did you see? Ba-ding.
So you don't have to go to the open file.
No, I just drag it. And now I'm going to rotate it because I got Becky's on it there too. Okay. Now, let's say I want to audition my name, Becky, right? I want to put Becky. I say, instead of my happy place when I'm done, I want it to say Becky's happy place.
So you have to get rid of my.
Well, no, I can't do that on the free version.
Okay.
I'm just can audition.
You can
on
just
the
put
free
Becky's
version.
my happy place.
I can skip over stitching of my though,
Yes.
and not stitch the word my out, and then bring in Becky's
I got you.
and put that in my design. Do you see what I mean by
I see what
free
you mean,
audition?
yes.
So that's obviously too big, right? So I'm going to make him smaller. And
So if you're going to audition, it's important that you keep the pattern that you're auditioning in the center of the hoop where it came in. Is that correct?
yeah, because you
You
want the placement to be right. Now if see how I'm playing with the rotation and everything?
Yeah.
There. When I'm done, I want it to look like Becky's happy place. So I can't save the sewing machine because it's the free version.
In the free version, you
If
can
it's
do that.
not the free version, which we can go into later when we all step
Yeah.
it up, I can get rid of replace it with Becky,
Yeah.
send it all to my sewing machine, have it stitch in
But right
order.
now they're just playing with the free version. See if
Now
they
I've got the free version, but I can audition my font. So now if I just delete the sewing machine, I've got something I can send to my machine, and it's the right size and the right angle and the right placement.
Yes.
So I can add it to that design. I can add it and just not stitch my and put Becky's in. That's what I can do with the free version.
Okay.
But I don't, I can, and you can do real quick is also, like I said, print. You can print out your designs. Well, I don't care if it's VIP for what we're doing today. You can also do the stitch, watch how it stitches, or see that you can see the order of stitching here, which we'll get into more, or even simulate a stitching out of the whole McCoy by going like this. Turn it up fast for you guys. Super speed.
Becky!
Well, that's because it's first in the list.
I
But
don't see, did you put an apostrophe in that?
no, I didn't. I just.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Well, it's not even pointing in the right direction anymore.
Okay.
But it's a good stitch simulator too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's the free version. That's how you bring your fonts in. That's how you audition your fonts.
And so to get
Next
the free,
week, I'm going to show you how to get your SVGs out of it, but that's not free.
so the free version, you just go to embrilliance.com
Yep.
and then just
Do a
download
download.
it, and you just don't put the serial number in.
Yeah. Don't buy a serial number.
Yeah.
Don't pay for it.
And if you like
But
it,
it
then
will keep asking you when you
open
start
it.
it.
Every
Yeah.
time you start it up, it will ask for a serial
It'll be like,
number,
"Give us
and
a
you
serial
just
number."
say, I don't have one.
Yeah.
And you can go in
And you can play with
use
it, and then when you decide you like it, buy it.
Yep. Yep. That's it.
Did you read Jean's message to you?
Do you run in-store lessons for Embrilliance? Well, Jean, that's where we're headed, I think.
Yes. Yes, we are.
I had to get through my computers for oldies first.
Get them to know how to use the computer, then we'll worry about getting Brilliance on it.
Computers for oldies. We're supposed to be on our last week this week.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
last
right.
week, I think,
Yeah.
was the last week.
Jean, what level are you at in Embrilliance? I'm just curious.
We're going to have a lag, so it's going to take a minute.
Okay, I'm just curious what
Yeah.
level people are at. Our hope was, to be honest, with Frosty coming to town,
Just to do
is
some,
would inspire some people to want to learn a little bit about digitizing.
because the Frosty comes down as hand applique is the pattern, and our thought was that we would use that as a stepping stone to kind of turn, to help
Do
you.
you want to learn how to make the
Learn- yeah,
SVGs? Do
make-
you want
yeah.
to learn how to digitize?
Yeah, that was going to,
Simple, those are simple things.
yeah, that was part of the
Yeah.
idea behind Frosty Goes to Town, so I don't know if that's going to intrigue some people now to be more interested in picking that up as their block of the month,
Yeah.
but that was
Well,
going
I'm
to be part
going
of
to
it.
whet their appetite a little bit in the next couple of weeks, because this just the whole world out there.
All right,
After we get rid of computing with the oldies.
okay. So anyway,
In another 2 months.
We're keeping you going.
look at that
We're keeping you
close up,
going.
you can see my beard that I'm working
Oh,
on.
Mabel! We're gonna miss Mabel.
Oh, yeah, Mabel's.
Mabel.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thank you for watching another episode of Shenanigans with Becky and Brent. Remember to like, share, and subscribe and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
good job. Sorry, good
Um,
job, Jean.
And join us again next week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't get such a clock back so you don't miss us or forward. I don't know what we're doing, but I know it's going to suck because we're in the fall. Thank you for watching.
All that.
So on,
Fall back.
and be excellent to each other.
Toodles.